Wastelanders, to the next episode of Let's Build a Settlement here at the Tenpines Mall, or Tenpines Bluff, as it might be known to some. So, thank you so much to everybody that was filling me in on some of the stuff that is vanilla and isn't. All this stuff apparently is fantastical. We get to keep it. We're going to play around with it, of course, and yeah, we're going to move on from there. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, we got to rip just about all this apart, because I got to start over. So for now, we're just going to kind of store it just over here. We'll grab it all back in a second. I basically got to align this better, because this was off and just looked kind of wrong. So, yeah. So we're going to fix that. And this doesn't want to snap. Turn this off real quick. Okay, so you want to snap there and there. You don't want to snap there. What the fudge? Yeah, that's a problem. Alright. Yeah, mainly because this wasn't straight with the other one, so I wasn't too happy with that. And for some reason I thought these stairs could snap to the bottoms there, but let's try a different section of floor maybe. Let's go into scaffolding. No. And floor. There we go. And use this guy. So let's... Whoops, doodle. Take that one out. That... Okay. Take that one out. And we'll snap this guy in like so. And there we go. Yeah, no, it doesn't like snapping to the bottom there. Well, that could be a problem. But, I think we can fix that. I think. Let me try a different set of stairs then. So let's go here. Do we have anything that's short? Same height? It's a little different. That's a little too big. That does work. But that actually can work, because that'll actually keep us on the straight and narrow path, I think. So we can work with that. Oh, really? You're not going to snap to that now? I thought all the vanilla stuff like snapped to all the vanilla stuff, but apparently it does not. And that's going to be way too high anyway. Okay. So, I have an idea, I think. Let's, It's gonna snap the wrong way. Of course it will. Man, oh man. Let's yank that out. Let's put these guys back into each other here. Like so. And this is probably still gonna give me problems. Yeah. Of course it will. Son of a monkey. Alright. We're just gonna have to eyeball it then, because apparently it just does not want to cooperate. So, give me a small set of stars here. And I guess we're gonna... Can we center these? Are they? Yeah, they do. Okay. That works. We'll just have to kind of twist this as best we can to make it look as straight as we can. And go from there, I suppose. Scaffolding floor. Of course, now if we put this in, that of course snaps like so. But will the other wood floor snap to it? Maybe. Try a little guy here. There we go. Okay, yeah, it will. But we're going to use that elsewhere, because right now it's kind of throwing things off on me. And yeah, this is going to move my bridge over quite considerably. Let's see. Let's take this guy out. Let's put this in place like so. I'm not going to keep these all the same like this. I'm actually going to eventually change them out. But I think... Let me do that. And... Oh, that's not going to work either. I really don't want to make the deck here too big. Well, I can fix that later. Right now, the most important part is getting this all in sync with each other. Really? That's not going to snap to that. Let's move that guy out of the way. Move that one. And of course it's not going to snap with that one. Why would it? Come on, Bethesda. What the fudge? Okay. Because that was, you know, out of the realm of people's thinking to use floors, different floors together, you know. Oh, Bethesda. Whatever am I gonna do with you? Alright. So it changes our design a little bit. We got an extra set of stairs here. Store that for now. Store a bunch of this stuff. This I might reuse. For now, we'll just kind of throw it here. And plop. Yeah, that could work. You can get underneath it. And we got an extra set of stairs to get up there. That we may or may not need. Haven't decided on that one yet. Biggest problem is trying to get up to this level here. Actually, let's look at this. Yeah, see, that's intruding a little bit. So, we might have to play around with that just a little more. I might do a little glitching and get that to come on over and overlap with each other. A little bit of cheating. I know. I'm trying not to, but... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do a save here real fast. Yeah, we'll do a new one. Alright. Now let's look at this. I really wish there was like really tiny little like 2-layer stairs here. Let's get... Do have another funky idea here. How would that... That actually could be kind of cool. Just loosely place that there. Close that door. There we go. Bring this guy over here. Looks a little different. And then we can maybe make some sort of little platform here. Use this guy here. And... Really? Okay. We'll put you out of the way. Do something like that. Get rid of that guy. Put that one like that. That's pretty funky. I don't... Oh, I didn't make that low enough. But you can still climb it. I'm kind of digging that. But we do have to bring that down, though, because that is way too high. No, don't do that. Alright, here's where I cheat again a little bit. Turning off my snapping ability. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And we'll bring this guy... Really? You know what? I'm just going to say fudge it and do that. I think that kind of works. Let's take this guy out of here. Did I turn off? I did. That's why that didn't do that. Okay. And it does make for very tight little turn there, and you don't really get much of a platform. It is kind of ugly. See, that would have been really nice if Bethesda had like a little like spirally staircase build, like just perfect for that. And again, I don't want to use any mods, so we'll have to come back to this guy and continue on with other stuff, I think, because this is just gonna give me a little bit of a headache and some thinking to do. Or, actually, you know what? I have an idea. So again, this is something that I could do with the mat and the pillar, which is why I'm allowing myself to do little things like this. We're going to put the stairs in like so. Actually, we'll dip this down just a little bit again, because with the whole glitching of being able to place things anywhere, you would be able to do this. That gives us a little more room on our platform here. And we can still climb it. It's a little... Yeah, it does hang up just a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and boop that up a few. That should be good enough. Alright. Come on over here. There we go. Problem solved. And then we'll stick a couple little railings in there as well to kind of do its thing. Alright. There we go. We solved our problem. So again, I'm not going to be using any other mods other than being able to move things around freely, unlimited supplies, and things like that. Just because anything that I do that's kind of considered cheating is stuff that you'd be able to do off of the base game with little glitches and stuff. Alright. Yeah. I think we need some supports. Let's go into... I think the barn has the wood ones that I want. Yeah, these dudes. I'm gonna stick that, like, right there. And of course, they're not gonna stick the way I want them to, so we're just gonna free place these, because why would Bethesda make these things snap? Oh, maybe they will snap. Maybe I'm just being... Yeah, I was just being dumb. But I don't really want it there. Let's put you... Not there either. Jeez. Because that's kind of like right in the middle of our walkway. Actually, I did want to move this over. Don't want it intruding into the house too much. Now let's see if we can get this to snap. A nice spot. That's a little better. And I know they're like offset, but I don't really care. Because I mean... You know, we're building this out in the wastes. We're just going to kind of eyeball it anyway. It does look crooked, though, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit. Alright, let's... Hang on. Let's torque that just a smidgen to straighten it out, because that's going to bother a lot of people I know. That's better. Okay. Cool. Alright, now... I'm going to get rid of this guy. Just because I think I'm going to put a second set of stairs there, but I don't want it like that. And you can just go sit there for the moment. Cool. Alright, we need more support. Ah, perfect spot. Nice. We have bridge. We have bridge. Might swap that piece out, though, because that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Gotta think, OSHA people, you know, gotta meet regulations. Let's see. Is that the same one? It is. There we go. We'll use that guy. Swap that one for that one. And let's see. Ooh, maybe we'll use this guy. Ooh, that. Perfect. Okay. Now we can start putting our railings back in. Let's take that one there. Put that there. That little dude. Right. Aw. No, no, no. Work with me. Oh, I just had it. There we go. Excellent. And the little guy. Right there. Perfect. Why do I have another big one? That's weird. I don't remember using another big one there. I don't know. Oh, because that is... Yes, that does need a big one. Sorry, I was thinking small and small. Excellent. Now, what if we put little guys on? Oh, yeah, that works perfectly. I was kind of worried that that might not. Nice. No, we're going to use a little different one there. Little guy here. Look at that. Professional. It's almost like I knew what I was doing. Come on up here, and then this leads over to here. Now, I don't necessarily think I'm going to build a house here. I might just make this like a landing and then build a house into it. So this could be like walkways, etc. And I got to build around the garden. I'm basically going to build... I think I'm going to use every bit of ground here to put buildings in place. And we're just going to leave this little section here where the garden is open so they can get sunlight and rain. So essentially there's going to be houses and businesses and whatnot, like, basically everywhere. So, alright, let's do a save. New save. Oops. Didn't hold the button long enough. So, having said that, One of the things I like to do too when I'm building is I don't like these floors to all be exactly the same. And we don't necessarily need supports on every single one of them. Oh, that's a second floor. We can piece something together with that too. So, here, go sit here until I'm ready for you. And this guy. We can... God, these stupid things won't snap together. It's terrible. So we're just going to get rid of that. And let's see. How do I want to handle this? Let's go back to a big floors for a second. So yeah, I like to make these as different as I possibly can. And there's nothing wrong with leaving like an open space like that. This way we can kind of make this seem more realistic. There we go. Throw that guy in there. That guy in there. Space that out just one more. Excellent. That brings us right over by the wall. Except because of the angle we're on, it's going to kind of muck things up a little bit. But we'll see what we can do. For now, I'm just focusing on putting in floor space. Let's put in guy. And in some instances, I would make these all going the same way. I may or may not. I don't know. For now, we'll just do that just in case anybody's like freaking out. I know. OCD. There we go. Alright, yeah, I think we'll offset it like that. And this might all be for naught because, like I said, I'm going to be throwing random houses and stuff in here. So, right now we're just kind of doing some framework. I think actually what I might do is let's just put a whole bunch of floors in place. And let's see, where's our line at? Okay. Roughly about here. I could back this off one to make room for some stairs. And we could come over like this. Right now I just want to kind of lay out my blueprint. I might have to make a change because of the angle of everything. It's a little funky. And not necessarily everything's going to be lifted up from here. I'm just kind of setting boundaries, essentially. Let's continue doing this. See how we end up. That's coming a little too close. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to do a little shift on all this to kind of make it work the way I want to. But like I said, I'm not going to be doing everything all the way up in the air here, so this actually is probably... Let's just get rid of this. All of that. And I think we'll go up to maybe about here. You know what? Yeah, we'll do this. Okay. I got my bearings here. Ooh, that's going to go right into the wall. How's that going to look from the other side? Oh, terrible. Okay. So I think we'll start with that. And now I know this can't possibly be vanilla. I don't remember that. These types of things I do remember. I do remember this guy, but this can't possibly be a vanilla thing. So, once again, I'm relying on you folks. Let me know if this is vanilla. I'm not necessarily going to be using all these pre-builts or anything like that, but that's kind of weird. Alright. And we got this little fireplace, too. We got to work around that guy there. So, let's take that guy out. Put that one in there. Perfect. Love that. We'll do the same for this guy here. Awesome. And then maybe we'll make some sort of two-story type thing up here. Cool. And that works like that. And then we got all this space up here that we can add a second set of stairs to get us up here because we got all this room. Get rid of those guys there. Cool. Okay, let's see. Now I've got my garden space here. I'm thinking I should probably fence this guy in. We're going to shift perspective, goals, whatever, focus. Let's just do another save real fast. And let's take a look at our fences. Nope. Here. There we go. Let's see. Picket fence. Neat, but not really. Got the wire fence. I think I'm going to go with that. Let's fence off our garden space. Do these snap? Are my snapping turned on? I do, and they don't snap? Really, Bethesda? Oh, there we go. Okay. Is that going to be straight? Oh, look at that. That lines up like almost perfectly. Okay. Let's see, another corner piece. How's that going to go? That's going to stick us out quite a bit far. We're going to lose some space there. So, let's put... These going to be any smaller than what I've already built? Probably not. Well, we can shift this over, so hang on a second. Let's bring you over. Ooh, out there. Okay. There we go. Are we looking, this probably needs to be worked just a little. No. Alright, let's start with that. No. Cooperate. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now if we put a corner piece in. Corner piece. Cooperate. There we go. Yeah, it's still over quite a bit. Alright, so let's get you in maybe about there. I'm trying to split the difference here between the two of them. Alright, now you're going to be all problematic because of that. There we go. That guy in. Put you there. Put you over here. Yay, too many options. I think we're killed again. Kilter. Alright. Try again. Alright, I think that works. How are we looking over here? Yeah, alright. Probably by the time I get over there, it's going to be all mucked up. Ay. Who would have thought building a fence would be this hard? Even in real life, it's not this hard. Alright, let's go with that for now. Up in the air. That is! Son of a gun! Alright, let's dip that down. There we go. Make that work. Alright. I think... a short piece, this guy here. Like so, then back to our corner piece. Like so, excelente. Try putting the big guy in here. And we need a short piece again. Or do we need to go straight to the corner? Ooh, we might just go straight to the corner, actually. Let's see, is that going to line up? Should line up with each other. I'm hoping. One little dude. Excellent. Yes, I know I need a gate. I haven't gotten to that part yet. And oh yeah, these are tall. I forgot I gotta drop these down. Come on, really? There. Oh! Where did it go? What the heck? I just got it in place and was like, nope. There, come on. Come on, you can do it! Oh, for crying out loud. Whoop. Hit. Huh. There we go. Okay. Ugh. Why would you put so many snapping points on? I mean, I understand it. It's just... it's really annoying when you're trying to just get this to go. There we go. Okay. Alright. Now. Where do I want my gate to be? Might need two. I think... probably... oh, looking at the layout, actually, we might want to put it on the back side. Alright, so... let's put a gate right here. Yeah? Oh, really? Ay. Alright, we need that. let's put it here. And let's try and put our gate there. No, no, no. Come on. There we go. Alright, we got a gate that opens inward. I don't want it to open inward. It looks wrong. Alright, can we flip it around? Really? No, it's not going to let me. Hang on. Alright, I see. The fencing part is on the inside. Okay, so we're just going to save ourselves an hour of frustration and just do that. There we go. So now we can open the gate. We can get in here. I think that's the only gate we really need. Alright. Cool. Now we have gate. Really wish the rest of the fence like had this same posting all along the top. I don't know why the corners have it and the others don't, and vice versa. But whatever. Alright. Now that we have that, have this. We're gonna keep that. Because there's reason why we keep that is because we do have these here. I can get rid of them, but we're just gonna kind of leave those. Just because we get good animations with that. Alright. What's underneath here? Just that. We can probably leave that. Okay. Cool. Now that we've got that settled, I'm thinking too. Oops. Get rid of that. Maybe we'll take out a small section and build a little shack here to put stuff in. So let's go ahead and scrap that. And let's find a good floor. Let's see. What do we want to build this out of? Maybe the warehouse stuff. We'll make a little miniature greenhouse. Yeah, something like this guy here. Oof. Really gonna cut into the ground. Looking at that. There's a hoe here? I don't know. Buried somehow. Yeah, that's gonna make it really small. And tear right into that. So maybe we'll put it over here then instead. Yeah, I think that's better. That gives us more space. We can stick this bad boy right there. Let's... yeah, we're going to get rid of that wall. Perfect. And we can get this down as low as we can. I'm trying to avoid all the weeds and stuff. And we'll just have to replace this with a couple small sections. Not a big deal. But I think that's actually a pretty good use of the space. So let's get rid of that fence. And let's come back over here. You can tell I have not built vanilla in a very, very long time. With how much I'm struggling with this. But that's to be expected, and it's, like I said, it's perfectly fine. Sorry, my nose is getting kind of stuffy. Back that up a little bit. Get up there. And let's scooch it. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so you can tell, like, I haven't done this in a very long time, because it's very fun but frustrating at the same time. Trying to get all these things to work, and I'm trying not to use any cheating techniques as much as I possibly can. Oh, here's a little glitch for you. So, a lot of people just use these walls as is, but if you wanted, like, full glass, take one of these guys and do that. Now you got a full glass wall without the bottom supports. So you do end up with, like, you know, right here in the center, it's a little extra thick because of the layout. But if that's the type of thing you're looking for, you know, an entire wall of windows, like, that's how you do that. And vice versa, you can also build some even different or custom walls. There you go. Doing something like that. You wanted slightly taller walls. But in this case, that was just a little building tip. I'm actually going to be going for the regular plain walls. And we need one. There we go. Nice. Now we got ourselves a little greenhouse. Now we need a roof that is not on fire. Preferably one that is glass. And I want something that covers the whole top but looks nice. Without holes, too. Yeah, that guy there, maybe. Okay, so that's basically our only options. We're going to put that there. The only thing I don't like is that these sides are all open, which is fine for a greenhouse. Just, you know, I like my enclosures to be enclosed. But it is what it is. Alright. Now, do I really want to put a step there or not? Nah, I don't think we really need that. And we are going to need a door. That is definitely not vanilla. Let's see. Really? I thought we had other doors here. I don't know. Let's see, which way do you open? Inward. Wrong. I want it to open outward. Now the reason... What am I doing? If I do that... Wrong button, dummy. I think... So that we have... What? Get out of here! The maximum amount of space usable inside. I think that's... Yeah, that's still going to open. Okay, so they both do that, so I'm just going to have to put one on and then flip it. Like so. There we go. And yeah, it's fine if it opens up this way. Doesn't hit the plant, just barely touches it. But then again, we might want it that way. I don't know. It's fine. But anyway, yeah, so we got this little greenhouse building space there.
Huh?
What? Exactly. Now,
Another day of hard work. It never
what do we have for
ceases.
decorations? That's the... Oof, like nothing. There we go, we got a scarecrow. I'm not really gonna leave that there. Let's see, what do we have in here? Anything. Yeah, I'm definitely missing a ton of stuff, and I believe these are not vanilla either. I think the cars are. I think I do remember some of the cars, but not all of them. I'm trying to find like some simple like gardening type looking stuff, but I don't think I have any. Maybe we could use a crate. We'll build a bunch of crates for now that we can maybe do some stuff with. Old wooden cannon, that's cool. Again, I don't think that's vanilla, so coffins, do have some regular crates here. You know what, we'll build a couple of these bad boys as well. We can maybe use the flags. I do remember. Ooh, flamingos. Can't have a garden without a flamingo. There you go. Alright, what else we got? Bushes. I don't think this is vanilla. These are definitely not. Actually, these are, I think. Man, this is going to be quite the predicament to try and fill that greenhouse in with stuff. Because look at all these things that somehow snuck their way in. Despite the fact that I disabled, like, everything. Or at least I thought I did. Yeah. I think the potted plants are. So... I'm gonna put a whole bunch of these aside for now. So that we can use them later. That'll do. That'll do. Yeah, you know what? I'll use a couple of these bad boys as well. This way I don't have to go hunting for them later when we actually start decorating the inside of that. We're just gonna have them ready and available so that we can grab them and go. But yeah, this is gonna be very problematic. Yeesh. Yeah, and these things like this, I don't know if these are... Any of that is... I don't believe it is. I wonder if, I still have one of my mods accidentally turned on, which is quite possible. Alright, so let's go into tables. What do we got? Looking for a very specific table. Something that screams greenhouse. Yes! There we go! I was hoping these would be here. Nice. Alright, let's figure out a layout for these guys. Let's move you back. Let's put you here. All the way up into the corner. Then we can put you like so. And can we fit another one in here? Ooh, no. Just too darn tight. That's fine. We can do something like this. Put this here, and then we'll store a whole bunch of junk like right there in the corner. I think we can actually move that guy over a little bit too. Nice. So now we got some tables. Now we can put some crates in here. Just kind of throw that guy in here. Put it on a little bit of an angle so it doesn't look so perfect. If you watched my videos before, I don't like to do that. I don't want everything to look like it's perfectly gridded. I'll just throw all these in there randomly. Give me that dude. Come with me if you want to leave. No interwebs for knowing that reference, because that's just too darn easy. Again, if you're new to my channel, I do pop culture references, and I award interwebs for guessing what they're from. But again, that one's too easy. These are too darn big. Let's just throw this here. So, and then give me a plant. Put this here. Like so. Excelente. This one's dead. We're just going to throw it over here. And this one here is also dead. Gonna shove it in the corner. Nice. Actually, no, that one's kind of alive. Never mind. Of course, it doesn't want to go onto the surface, so we're going to have to make it work ourselves, unfortunately. Yeah, give me one of these dead dudes. Throw this one over here. Make sure that it's not anything. Perfect, like that. And we get stuck. And give me that dude. Put that one here. Down on the surface if we can. Perfect. And I guess we're done with the rest of these. We can go ahead and get rid of them. Didn't need as much stuff as I thought. I'm actually probably going to leave some of these out here, though, just because. So we'll just stick that there. We'll put that there. Nice. And I do have to build at some point, somewhere, maybe next to it. We'll put some sort of windmill of some sort for power. Let's see what we have available for generators. Let's see. We got that. We got the standard dudes. These only produce 3. We might have to go a little crazy in order to power everything. We'll figure that out as time goes on. Alright. Let's see. We got a greenhouse. We got an idea for what we're doing up here. Really? There we go. Okay. We got our bridge and our stairs all nicely laid out. And then we got to fill in just about everything. Maybe even back here too. I don't know. I'm probably going to end up getting rid of just about all these walls because they're all going to interfere. So, yeah, we're going to leave the statue for now. I'm just going to stick them right in there. Why not? Alrighty. And yes, we are going to rebuild this house. I'm not going to tear it down. I'm just going to rebuild it. We're going to put in our own walls and roofuses and all that kinds of stuff. But not today. That is going to do it for this episode. I thank you all so much for watching and enjoying my struggle and laughing at my shenanigans as I try to figure out how to do this in vanilla. It's been quite the adventure so far, and we got a lot of, I don't know, shenanigans still to come. Anyway, I will see you all next time. Until then, don't get irradiated.